All right, welcome back to Guidebook Greenroom, Ep.2. We survived our pilot episode. So, Gulnaar, once again, good to have you with me this week. How's it going?
It's great to be here, Nathan. I'm so excited to hang out with you in the green room, and I'm excited it's Friday. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Definitely glad it's Friday. It's been a good week, but it's always exciting when it gets to the weekend. And with that, we have another topic this week, and we're going to be getting into tours. Something that I've always loved as a feature. It's one of the features when I was a customer that, do you know, I don't know if it existed, and if it did, it wouldn't have been something I needed. So that'll be a challenge question for you in a moment. But yeah, it's something that I found when I joined the company, obviously as an employee, started building my own guide. I was like, I want to play around with tours. I haven't been able to use that feature before. So can you just give us a little bit of what's tours? How does it work? And if you do remember, when was it released?
Yeah, I also think our tours offering is incredible, and I love to see people express their creativity and like make great use of it across, especially university campuses, but also towns, cities, other places. Tours have been around since 2016, I want to venture, maybe end 2015. So almost as long as I've been here at Guidebook. Tours is almost as old as I am. And fundamentally, with guidebook tours, you follow a provided path using turn by turn navigation. And at each tour stop, you can listen to an audio recording from your tour guide. You can look at some pictures, and you can read some text provided to help you experience a place. And that's what it's all about. It's nurturing that sense of place. We want guidebook tours to help build community, whether folks are taking a tour on site or remotely.
I love that. And yeah, I think it's such a cool feature. It's not something that I have seen much of in other providers. And it sounds like tours is a great way, or self-guided tours is a great way to bring a university campus to life. It really improves experience, that ability to go in the app and see campus, see the city that maybe the university is in or an event is in. So kind of like if you remember, or like if you know, like where did the motivation come from for audiovisual tours? It does seem like a bit of a standout feature.
Yeah, so we do serve a number of colleges, universities, and other organizations like in the higher education space. So there was this perfect opportunity to help prospective students, current students, families, and just like any campus visitor. We want to help them find their way. And by nurturing a sense of familiarity and belonging in a place, people feel more confident and empowered and connected. And that's something I think is really important to kind of like guidebooks goals, but also like my personal values, right? I want people to feel connected, confident, and empowered to do whatever they're there to do. So with guidebook tours, we are impacting yield, retention, engagement, and all sorts of KPIs in the higher ed space. And of course, it can be used in other places as well, and other industries as well. Speaking to the kind of dynamic audio-visual components in particular, it's just so much more impactful than like a printed brochure or a bulletin board. So event organizers and community managers are able to reach more people with less effort.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I love the kind of simplicity of just thinking about how people move around a space and being able to really guide them through it, ensuring that they get the maximum experience of what you want them to achieve when they're visiting, like you said, a campus or a city. So let's pop a little bit more granular for a moment. How easy is it to make a tour? Like, what's the kind of process? So someone watching this may never have seen this feature or used something similar. Like, how do you build it? How easy is it? What kind of processes do people go through to create their first audio visual tour?
So we try to keep things as simple as possible. And when you want to create a tour, you just type in the address for your starting point. And you click on basically like this Google Maps view inside Guidebook Builder. So you use this Google Maps view to like just add stops to your tour. And we will automatically draw lines between the tour stops for you, but you can totally like click and drag to customize your tour pass. I think Google Maps tries to stick to sidewalks, but maybe you want someone to cut through a quad, or this street corner has a really cool local business you want them to see on the way, so you drag them around. Um, and then lastly, for each stop, you add your text, you add your images, and then you can add an audio recording in Builder itself to really energize your tours. And like you said, bring the space to life.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I love the flexibility to, yeah, kind of break out from the fastest way there, to kind of take different routes and allow people to really consider the way in which you walk a site, a city, or whatever. You mentioned tours help people get more connected, and that kind of sense of community and membership. So, other than thinking about campuses, can you give other examples of tours helping people to connect? Maybe event attendees or anything like that?
Yeah, I think our tours offering makes a lot of sense for colleges and universities, but they can also deliver value for pretty much any gathering of people in a place. You might want your event attendees to explore a local area, discover restaurants or comedy clubs and like things to do, and really make the most of their time around your programming. So, to give a personal example, when we have guidebookers come to the Raleigh office, we will build tours with our favorite coffee shops, again, local businesses to support, and just kind of like the sights and sounds a visitor can take in as they walk around the city. And this is really impactful for people who are able to visit in person and for folks who take the tour remotely. Just like with the higher education space, tours can impact employee engagement and retention by supporting this concept of like identity as a community member.
Yeah, I love that. And having been someone that has used the Raleigh tour, it definitely was great coming to the city for the first time when we all got together in June. And yeah, just having that instant availability in the phone that, if I've got 5 minutes in my day in the office to get outside and I have no idea where I'm going or where I am and I can take the tour and, I think there was some coffee shops and recommendations and stuff. It's like that's so useful and it made my experience coming somewhere new for the first time so
Mhm.
much better. Have you got any kind of case studies or use cases from current clients to mind where, people have made good use of tours?
Yeah, I'm not going to name names today, but I do want to remind folks that you can have more than one tour. So we have some colleges and universities that use multiple tours to showcase different aspects of student life, athletics, arts, maybe focusing on different academic disciplines. So you have your engineers on their campus, or whatever population you want to cater to, you can use multiple tours to target multiple audiences. You can showcase different facets of your community and help more people find their way with a more personal touch.
I love that. And that's really important. We talk a lot to clients about my schedules and personalized schedules and the impact that can have on helping students or people settle into the event. But when you think about tours, yeah, everyone's going to kind of need a different experience from the area that they kind of land in, the campus, the city, whatever. And being able to personalize that and get ahead and create multiple experiences for people rather than kind of a
Mm.
catch-all fit for everyone. I mean, that's great. And everyone wants a little bit more personalization. So really great insights. I also just want to say before we do wrap up today, is there anything else you would like to share about tours? Anything kind of top of mind?
Yeah, actually, I am curious because you mentioned, tours really stands out to you as an interesting feature. Is there anything that you want to share about tours?
Yeah, good question. Always good to put me on the spot. I think Well, firstly, when I joined, as I mentioned, that I made a guide. I was like excited to use tours for the first time. I live in Manchester here in the UK, so I was like, I'm going to put together a city guide of Manchester and spend a bit of time researching all the bits of the city I like, and I want to bring it in, recording my audio. And firstly, I was just like, this is a fun feature to play with. I think like it gives you a sense of creativity. You get the opportunity to really think about who's going to be using it and sharing these kind of cool spots or parts of the city. So I loved that. And then also it got me thinking as, from my event management experience, what could I have done with this? And I see now like events are getting so much better at creating more than just the event experience. So when I talk about that, you see now there's 5Ks in the mornings, there's different things going on. And I like tours is a great way to help people do that, right? You land in a city, you don't have an idea where to run. You could create like a little monuments 5K so people can kind
Mhm.
of check it out on their phone, they can run, they can stop, they can learn a little bit about the city. I also thought it'd be cool as a networking tool, right? You can get people together to do group tours, depending on, you might have one that could be a little bar crawl, could be a history tour, it could be a sightseeing tour, and it gives your attendees something to do maybe in the evening or in the morning, or if they want to kind of step out for an hour. And I just thought that would be a brilliant way for event organizers to take this feature that does kind of fit perfectly with universities, get a bit creative and add other elements to their events. So that's kind of what excites me. I'd love to talk to more event organizers about that because it's a feature that I think would be, yeah, really good to use.
Yeah, and while you were sharing that story, it kind of like made me think of other features that are available in the app that like tours can interweave with. So like maybe you combine tours with a scavenger hunt or
Mm.
other gamification tools in the app. And hopefully our listeners are inspired to design more impactful experiences, So we hope y'all will share your ideas, drop a comment, like what came to mind for you? What are some interesting ways that you might be able to use tours? And let us know. So thanks for the conversation today, Nathan. It's always fun to switch it up and put you in the hot seat for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. We should try and do a little bit more of that in weeks to come. But yeah, I appreciate you joining. It's always good to chat on a Friday. And like you said, anyone with any questions or ideas, pop them in the comments or definitely reach out. And we'd love to kind of talk more about tours with current clients, prospective clients. But otherwise, it's been great. And we'll see everyone next week. And yeah, Gulnaar, I hope you have a great weekend and catch you soon.
And talk to you soon. Thanks.